Hi, I'm Tracy Sofra and welcome to the Women of Wealth podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about divorce and women and the impacts that this has to their overall financial journey and where to from here. Particularly in our programs and our flagship program at Wow Women, we have a program called Empower, and it really is to help single and divorced women retire comfortably and work towards that retirement, and we help them get there. The financial impacts of a relationship breakdown, we know and we see through working with these amazing women, lasts for years. So, they are experiencing the effects of the separation, the breakup. Even if it wasn't recent, it goes on for a very, very long time. And research has found that divorce has a significant negative effect on women's income. While men's income often increase after divorce, these outcomes are worse for mothers with dependent children. A lot of the time, if there are dependent children, they're left with the care of the kids. And it takes women on average about 5 years to recover financially from a divorce. And of course, those 5 years can be pertinent and worse for people who are divorcing later in life rather than earlier in life. So if you're 55 and it's taking you 5 years to recover and you're recovering by 60, it doesn't leave you a lot of time to prepare for retirement. But the impact of this financial shock can have long-lasting effects on their savings and super, and it does. And as I say, we work very closely with single or divorced women who are preparing to have a secure income in retirement, and the impacts are profound. Although the short-term impacts of separation may be mitigated after a few years, the long-term impacts contribute to the precarious situation many women face later in life. And every single woman's experience is different. That's a given. And there are some common themes that many women experience that create barriers for them seeking financial advice. So when these women find themselves in this particular financial position and they don't know who to turn to and what to do, they will generally seek advice from someone in the financial services industry. However, if these women have had bad experiences with services in the past, they are less likely to engage with similar services in the future. My experience has been that most women that come to see me, if they haven't had a good experience with a previous financial planner or an advisor, they're less likely to go down that pathway again, which ultimately doesn't serve them and prolongs the recovery for themselves, their families, and their financial position. This, coupled with messages from society that says, to women, you're not good with money. That seems to be one of the common threads that run through society over the years. Women aren't as good with money, women aren't good with numbers, I'm not good with math, and the list goes on. This leads to women putting financial issues in the too hard basket. And you know what happens then? Procrastination, they freeze, they do nothing, and there's nothing worse than doing nothing. This too hard basket, in turn, affects their financial well-being and their resilience, and it is heartbreaking. I'm going to share some stats that underline the financial challenges women may face during and after divorce, highlighting the importance of financial confidence and education in this particular situation. It couldn't be more important. So let me share some key stats with you that show how divorce can significantly impact women's finances. Their income, number one, their income does decline. Studies have shown that women typically experience a drop in their income after divorce. And on average, divorced women, we see about a 30% decrease in their standard of living. Poverty rates, number two, about 27% of divorced women live in poverty compared to 11% of divorced men. Poverty rates are high. This disparity highlights the financial vulnerability that many women face post a divorce. Child support. So approximately 80% of single mothers receive some form of child support, but many do not receive the full amount, which can further strain finances, which does further strain finances because all of a sudden you've gone from double income to single income. and still raising the kids on your own. And if you don't have that support from the partner or spouse, it can be extraordinarily challenging just to get through that, never mind worrying about preparing for retirement. When it comes to property division, women often retain a smaller share of marital assets. A National Centre for Family and Marriage research study found that women can end up with less than half of the couple's assets after divorce. The long-term effects, well, the financial impact of divorce can be long-lasting, with many women struggling to rebuild their financial status and savings even years later. It's a hard one to quantify and predict. Every single individual's situation is different. The end result is different, and their mindset and how they cope with it is different. And therefore, the long-term effects are a difficult thing to quantify, but it does take a very, very long time. And then there's the cost of divorce, right? Legal fees for divorce can range between $1,000, which I would say is on the cheaper end, to over $25,000. Depending on factors like complexity and the length of the proceedings, significantly affect financial stability. All of these factors have a major impact in women who face divorce and then are left to pick up the pieces, and they don't have the financial knowledge and they don't have the financial confidence to be able to proceed further. And again, this highlights the importance of having the financial knowledge, and in particular when they're feeling so vulnerable in this particular situation that they find themselves in. It's really, really important for them to have that confidence, to be able to build that confidence and to be able to build that knowledge to come back up. So if you're finding yourself in this position, I can't stress the importance of financial knowledge more than ever in this particular situation, because if you're finding yourself on your own, if you're finding yourself struggling with the decline in income, if you're fearful of the prospect of poverty, the child support that you have to now, you've got to look after the kids at the same time, and the fact that your nest egg has shrunk by a half, a third, whatever it might be, and dealing seriously with the long-term effects of the divorce can have a huge impact on the next lot of decisions you make. And can I just say this? Time is your best friend, and losing valuable investment time while you're struggling with all of this is heartbreaking, because that time is never bought back. You can get more money, but you can't get more time, and time is the critical factor here. So what I will say is you need to reach out and make sure that you're getting educated, and that education leads to confidence, and that confidence leads to action, and only then can your life change and your situation change, and at least you can be back in the driver's seat and driving that bus yourself instead of being a passenger and instead of being a victim to what has just about happened to you. It's true, these stats are heartbreaking, these stats are true, and it does impact women in a very adverse way, but not following up with advice and not following up with financial education is probably the worst thing you could do. So if you currently fall into any of these stats that I've mentioned in this episode, then make sure you book a call with one of our retirement strategists to see what it takes to break this cycle. And I know you can break this cycle because I work with single and divorced women every single day, and they amaze me every single day. They are fearless, they are courageous, and they are driving their life forward because they've decided now is their time, and they've found the right program in what we do at Wow Women. Our Empower program will help you do exactly that, to build your financial confidence so you have the ability and the capability and the financial knowledge and the skill set and the mindset to action that and make financial decisions that not only serve you, but they do not hinder you. So book a call with one of our financial strategists. Best of all, the call is free. All you have to do is go to wowwomen.com.au, click the link to our programs, and go from there. Make sure to subscribe to all of our episodes. They're all very, very different and informative. I'm hoping you'll enjoy them. Make sure you do that on your favourite podcast platform, and I will look forward to seeing you, hearing you, and speaking to you next time.